Buenos dias, Kirasha. Ah, now this is just a short message, I suppose. I watched a little bit of a video this morning um, on the California Insider, which is sort of tied to the Epoch Times, and there's a lot of viewers. It does gather a lot of attention, particularly with what are known as insiders. That's why it's called the California Insider, which means people that are deeply embedded or connected within the system itself, which would be the political system, right? So in this particular video this morning, they were talking about how all the money that the governments have been throwing at trying to solve the homeless problem, right? People living on the streets, using drugs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can measure this over time-space vectors. So after I watched that video, I just spit some information out that's really mathematics into Karen Ann McDonald's window. And once it comes out, once I process that after I've watched another video, because you're processing videos, you're processing visual mathematical language. So I was processing visual mathematical language of the video, and then I'm processing the mathematics, the language codes, the math, the calculus, right? So it's easy to run the numbers. I was running these numbers when I was 6 years old, okay? And it's easy. You already know that it's going to collapse, right? So you realize that you have rising stars and losing stars, rising stars, losing stars. Losing more stars into black holes. Falling consciousness, rising consciousness, right? Losing consciousness, rising consciousness. Gaining speed, losing speed. Gaining speed, losing speed. And you got to have balance, right? In a tornado. You know, the eye, the center of the eye, the camera eye, the first camera eye. So when the atmospheric is in a state of peace, that means that all the units of consciousness that represent that the galaxy, is in a state of peace. They're experiencing the center of the eye. That's the single point of origin, which is what love is. Okay, which is who we are. So it's pretty easy because I mentioned this before when I was a child. You just run the numbers because that's population density. So you realize that there is an acceleration of atmospheric abuse, which is full spectrum dominance of atoms. So we jumped into an abusive system, knowing that these were contracts, right? To do what? Heal. Otherwise, what happens? You collapse the entire enchilada, right? So you got to be ahead of the curve, which is called speed of healing, which is to clear the shadow body anatomy throughout the entire universal and galactic template, and the speed at which we're doing that, right? So we don't want to lose more souls, right? We want to recover more fragments, which are fractals that went dark mirror, black mirror, which is a black heart, cold as ice, right? So when we're experiencing perfect balance, the polarities are perfectly balanced. When the polarities are perfectly balanced, we're experiencing non-polarized consciousness, which means nothing's happened yet, because the speed differential between one and the other, between experiencing what you experience next and what you experienced before, when you're experiencing an eternal present moment at the completion of a magnetic circuit, you're experiencing eternal peace, being with one. The first atmosphere, which is what love is. It goes on forever, gifting electrons. That's a server. We're servers. So we're not going in the opposite direction. I'm in service mode, right? So we hit safe mode, just like safe mode in a desktop PC. That's how simple the visual holographic mathematics is. Because that's what it is. It's a matter of the codes that you're running, the language of the founders. We run the language of the founders, so we're always experiencing a state of eternal peace. And that is priceless because it's timeless space. Have a great day. Be good to yourselves. We love you all. Bye now.